You're doing everything right on the outside. You appearingly look perfection online, and everyone wants to be you. And they're like, how does she do this? It's amazing. But something feels off inside. Like, you don't know how to explain it to people, right? So let's talk about it. Why do you think high-performing women secretly struggle with mental health? It's a topic, and it's a weird taboo topic because it's almost like if you're successful and doing well and you have the relationship and you have the kids and the business and everything is going great, how dare you have any issues with mental health, right? But pretty much everyone I talk to is struggling with that right now. And I think the pressures of the world, the pressures of being perfect, the pressures of performing, the pressures of having the best relationship, and so much noise out there in the world has put this pressure on people to be a certain way and perform. When there's this achievement culture that has been cultivated and like the women that want to have it all have shown up, I think, and you see it and you're like, I want that. That looks amazing. I want to have that. But you don't see the stuff that happens from it. It kind of creates this mask and hiding behind that. And I think sometimes it's really important to understand how success, perceived success, financial success, it's look perfect, but sometimes their cracks are on the inside. The anxiety, like, what if I lose it? Or what if I do something wrong or misstep? Will I not be loved anymore? Will I not be accepted? What happens if I lose everything tomorrow? And I know that there's a space that a lot of people feel this. I have had my own struggle with that feeling of, am I good enough? If I do this, will I be good enough? If I do this, is that enough? And you kind of think about, like, when is it enough, right? Like, how much success do you need to have? How much growth do you need to have to feel like it's enough to just get up and just do nothing for one day? And how dare you want to take a day for yourself, right? So I think there's that pressure you put on yourself, and the mental health red flags that come up in my mind are when anybody tells me that they have to drink every day at night, or they kind of go and take all this medication, or they're over abusing their body to work themselves out to the point where you're getting injuries because you just feel like that just getting that out is going to make you better and release the energy that you have with you. And one of the biggest things I think is important to talk to people. Women really need women, and finding your tribe is so important because you need to share. Women are very relating people, that you need to share what's going on in your head, and have a safe space that's not in front of people on a stage, because it's very hard to be vulnerable and authentic when you feel like you're being judged by someone. So if you're in your core group of your tribe, is what I always say, find your tribe, wherever that is, your people, your group, where you can be truthfully yourself, and it will be a game changer for you as a woman. And I think when you think about that, that's kind of like my therapy. It's funny because I think sometimes you go to therapists, there are some incredible ones. I saw this amazing lady on, I think, HBO. I think it's HBO. It's one of those, Showtime HBO, one of those where it's called couples therapy. And she's an amazing therapist. Oh my gosh, she's really amazing to watch. And somehow she excavates people into getting them to just reveal and talk and share. It's a very difficult skill to have. Not every therapist is equal. And I'm not, poo-pooing the whole field at all by any means. But I think it's the sense of finding the right therapy for you, whatever that means. And then, that works really well for who you are. I have found that meditation in my tribe, reading, just being and having more solitude, the energy here and the healing I'm working with, chronic healing, has helped me greatly in my brain health. Just kind of the tools have helped me kind of get out of my brain and out of my craziness is what I would call that. The self-sabotage, the self-deprecating conversations you have with yourself that are not really serving you, but that tend to show up, like the imposter syndrome. Awareness practice, like I've talked about before, breathing has been huge, journaling, and then asking for help, and just being able to have someone to talk to, your one trusted person, not just your tribe, really is, I just highly cannot recommend that enough. As grown women now, I know that you feel like you're the one that's supposed to have it all together and not need those things. I think we need it more, even more now than we did when we were younger in our teenage years. And the power of understanding that and sharing your story with someone and being vulnerable and open, it just will crack you open to a place that you're not carrying this like cloud anymore with you. There's like a peace that gives you, because that's you. Like, it's all the parts of me, and it's okay. And it's okay not to always have this performance for everybody to see. And I think that's something that we need to normalize as a society on how do you get to a space that you feel comfortable to share all the pieces of you, not just what you've curated. And that will help you be a high-performing woman and have a high-performing life with that. Because there's like that feeling sometimes that you can't have it all, right? I think even The Devil Wears Prada, Miranda, which is the editor character everyone was scared of, played by Meryl Streep, like her marriage falls apart during the movie and her children like are on the train. And it's interesting like to see that vulnerable side of her crying with her husband leaving because he felt that he wasn't important to her in that life. life. And that's a perfect parallel to, I think, what a lot of women go through, is that they can't have the things that they want because they can't be a certain way at work and get respect. But then when they're this way at work, they get judged at home. So it's like you are wearing the two sides. So I think it's really important to recognize, how do you want to show up at work and be okay with showing that? And I think the more we normalize that as an American global culture, that women have many sides to them and we don't have to be the dragon lady or hardcore at work to be successful, that you can be just as loving and kind at work and succeed and be an amazing partner at home, an amazing mom, an amazing friend, and amazing for yourself. So that's what I propose out there for you high performing women. But I do know that women secretly struggle because there's a shame when you're performing and you're doing so well that you're having issues in your head. And I think you need to address this right away and find that authentic trust group for you to release all that energy. I also see women that I've worked with that are just, it's like a volcano that's going to erupt. And at some point it comes down. Whether it's through illness, a family crisis happens, something happens at work, and if your identity is solely on high performing and everything else is a bunch of crap that you're hiding behind because you have mental health, it's a fast highway to just being miserable, is what I would say. And I know us women, if you're on this channel, that's not what you want. I would love a comment below what your tools you use to help battle your mental health if you have any issues, and how do you get those whispers out of your head when you start to go cuckoo and you're trying to run a business, run a life, and a family. I think it would help other people. And of course, I would love a like and a subscribe if you find this content interesting. And until next time, stay empowered.